After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
So she was making this most awesome face right before I started the camera. It would have been awesome to show it. Hi!
Welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 158. It is Monday, June 8th, 2015, at least as we are recording it.
And usually,
and it's all hearsay. She has no idea what
she makes faces every time right before I start the camera. You guys miss the most awesome faces because I usually do a count of 3 before I turn it on. One of these days I'm going to turn it on before she realizes.
And you'll never see it because I'll refuse to do it with her again. So anyway, welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast. It is episode 158. I want to welcome all our new and returning viewers. We thank you for joining us. It's always exciting to have you with us.
It is.
I know that you've got a lot of things going on, especially now that summer's here. Well,
Sorry,
not literally, but school's out for most of us. So
of us who are in school.
Yes. No school buses.
The arrival of ice cream trucks. We actually saw kids running out to the ice cream truck the other day. It made my day.
Yes.
Who are you? We have not introduced ourselves. We can't.
Welcome. Didn't you see Knitworthy with
I haven't finished it all.
Stony Brook, Linda, and with Brianne? They did not introduce themselves, and that was what they intended.
Oh, of course it is.
That they said so. Linda said that you can find it here, here, and here. We are. She made me laugh. She's such a funny person.
I skipped ahead to the part that I wanted to see. I'll actually watch it later.
Yeah. Okay, I am...
Thanks for the shout-out, guys.
Yes, thank you very much for mentioning our podcast.
And my pattern.
And the pattern. Your pattern, not mine. I am Lady Fernico, also known as Marlisha. Lady Fernico just about everywhere, except for my writer's sites, where, as people who've been here for a while know, is Shadowlight1 of Shadowlight.
And my name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy, everywhere on the interwebs.
Okay.
Now go and welcome people as you were wont to.
Oh, well, thank you for your permission.
You're welcome.
We have a few new members who are official. A couple of them actually also jumped into the welcome thread, which is exciting.
Yes, and don't forget about the mug thread. That's the chatty thread.
Yes, we have lots of chat there. It's wonderful. I haven't been able to get in there recently for reasons that if you've been on the prayer chain, you understand why. And thank you for prayers. Thank you very much. We want to welcome Dog Rose. I think maybe it's Rose. I couldn't find a name. Dog Rose. Welcome, Dog Rose. Just My Needles, who is Sue. Welcome, Sue. True Canuck Girl, who is Sarah. Welcome, Sarah. CJ240, who is Carolyn. Welcome, Carolyn. And Lily Maya, I'm not sure. Lily Maya, who is Teresa. Welcome, Teresa. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining officially. We are getting very close to 500. Very exciting.
It's quite exciting.
Yes, so join us if you're still in the shadows or if you're new and you haven't joined us. And thank you for those who have been with us forever. And thank you for those who have made it official just recently. We're glad to have you with us. We aren't going to have the autism awareness fact today because we were so fact heavy last week and we want to give you a little bit of a break.
And also try not to make our, we tend to run long and we add a ton of autism facts, we run even longer.
Yes, and this is a knitting and crocheting podcast. Even though we are autism focused right now.
What is in your mug? We do have a What's in Your Mug thread, which is also doubling as our chat thread. A few people popped in there. Paul, 81, Valeria. But just stop by and chat there. Let us know what's in your mug and let us know what's going on with you.
Pen, Hook, and Needles mug, chai tea.
And I am once again drinking my Bengal Spice. out of my Franciscan Gypsy Designs mug.
Linda said that she was now wanting to drink chai tea.
Yeah, I did catch that part.
Yay for chai tea converts.
This is the closest I'll come to chai tea. And I know a bunch of people said they were drinking it right after I posted that.
I think Paulie said he had some.
Paulie had some. He tried it for the first time. His normal one is like a calming tea. And the other one was Heidi, Nitty Girl of the Undead Yarn
Not
podcast.
Kitty Girl. Nitty Girl.
Yes, Nitty Girl.
Nitty Girl. Okay.
You might want to tell people what you mean by Kitty Girl.
Yeah, every time, my fingers sometimes go faster than my spelling or something. And I keep writing Kitty Girl instead of Nitty Girl. So Heidi,
you are now Kitty Girl.
You are now Kitty Girl, yes. It must be an undead kitty girl. A zombie kitty girl.
A zombie kitty? Really?
Daddy thinks all kitties are zombies.
No, he wants to make all kitties zombies.
No, he wants them all gone. Okay. We are having an autism awareness Cal, as you are aware, and if you are new, we are having an autism awareness Cal to increase awareness for autism and Asperger's, the autistic spectrum disorders. And our Cal has been running since April 1st, and it will end June 30th. So it's 3 months. We are getting very close to finishing. I think we have about 3 weeks to go. We have some awesome projects in the threads and a lot of chatters.
Our focus is awareness, but Heidi, we do have several co-hosts, one of whom is Heidi of the Undead Yarn podcast, and she had produced a special colorway for this Cal.
Right.
And part of the proceeds are going toward autism awareness.
Right. And then we have...
then also, anyone who buys my patterns, the Franciscan Gypsy Designs patterns, between the time of April through June 30th, will all those proceeds will be going to Autism Speaks.
And Packy Knits had a few skeins of yarn in her shop that she donated all the proceeds of that also for Autism Speaks.
So there are fundraising aspects,
right?
But that is not the focus.
It's not attached so much to us. It's just if that's what this is calling you to do, great. That's wonderful.
You can still join in the Cal
without giving any money. If, having said that, you want
if you feel called to,
or if you want the yarn that Heidi Nitty Girl from Undead Yarn has created for the autism awareness, I think there's still a few skeins in her shop.
I don't think she's dying up.
I don't think she's dying anymore up, but I think she has some, because last time I looked, which was this morning, I saw a skein. I saw the little picture for it. So I'm assuming she has at least 1 or 2 left. If you want that, and that leads me into the rules, so to speak, the guidelines.
But before we go into the guidelines, I just want to show people what Heidi's yarn looks like.
Okay. That's my.
Well, this is actually a 2-prong showing what things look like. This is one of the Franciscan Gypsy Designs patterns. This is my Bastion the Bluebird pattern. So if you were to buy this pattern, the proceeds would go to Autism Speaks. And then this yarn is the Autism Awareness yarn by Heidi. So it's a 2-prong advertisement for autism awareness.
Now,
so yes.
Yeah. To get to the basic rules or guidelines.
More like guidelines.
The projects can be started any time in the year, and they can be finished whenever, but they have to be worked and they must be worked between April and June. In the time of the Cal, they must be worked on if they are to be eligible. We can post one WIP per project per week. The finished object, whenever you finish it, regardless if you have already posted a WIP for that project. If it's finished that week, you can post it. Okay. If you use Heidi's Undead Autism Awareness yarn for your project, that gives you 2 chances for your finished object for a prize. If you use George, who is 10 hours or less,
our very own George,
who has developed not 1 but 2 patterns, one for last year and one for this year, for the Autism Awareness Cal specifically. If you do the Braid It Bright or the rounds of Rainbow Cow, you will get 2 chances for that finished object. If you use Victoria Blue's mitts, her puzzle pieces mitts, for a project, and you finish it, that finished object will have up to 2 chances. And I think I said Heidi's yarn, right?
I believe you did, yes.
Did I get everybody?
I think you did, but we didn't mention all our co-hosts.
No, I'm getting to that because you keep interrupting me. You keep messing me up. You ruined my rhythm. My rhythm stick.
I don't think that really works.
I don't care. I don't care.
Drink your tea.
Anyway, do you want me to introduce a co-host, or do you want me to drink my tea?
Can't you do both?
That would be kind of gross. Okay. So we also have 3 other co-hosts. We're co-hosting this with the Undead Yarn podcast, which is Knitty Girl, who is Heidi. Excuse me. We also are co-hosting with Emily, who is Fibertown. Well, she's Chain of Fools. Her podcast is Fibertown.
Yes.
And Nikki 18229, who is Nicole from Nicolo's World. And if you are a member of all 4 groups, you can quadruple dip. If you want to quadruple dip and you're only a member of our group, just join the other 3 groups and you can do that. They're an obligation, of course, if it fits in other cows, whatever you're making. We don't care if you use it for other cows as long as they don't mind. If you are doing something for another cow and it fits in our group, we don't care if you use it in our group as long as you follow the guidelines and you're a member of the group.
And each of the co-hosting groups has slightly different rules.
Yes, Emily and
Heidi have similar rules.
Have similar rules in that I believe they both accept spinning and dyeing and like everything.
And they do monthly prizes.
We are doing a prize at the end. We're doing prizes at the end. We have several. And we are only accepting knitting and crocheting.
Yes.
We just prefer to do it that way at this point.
Because we're snobs.
Speak for yourself.
I'm totally a snob.
Okay. Having said that, you need to check out the thread if you haven't already. It's got some wonderful projects that are just amazing and lots of chatter and encouragement, which is awesome. Before I go further, though, I do want to, I looked up here and I should have done this before. I do want to plug again Brittany, who is B-Wing, her Comfort and Crafts group. Their June challenge is still going on. It is focusing on prison ministry, and they're asking for dishcloths for the homes and hats and scarves. And the hats and scarves for adults. Okay, and I believe if you want to find more information, we have some in the last podcast thread, and you can also.
I actually think I forgot to put it in the last.
Did you really? Well, it's in this one too. I think it's here.
Okay.
Okay, it will be in the thread, or you can talk to B-Wing, who is Brittany, and she will tell you all the information. It's also on our Facebook page. I think it's Comfort and Crafts Facebook page. It's a really worthwhile charity if you feel called to do it. Okay. So we did the autism awareness. We have several prizes. I want to thank again Anastasia Zattel, Silver Shed, Denise, our anonymous donor, Debbie Jackson.
That wasn't meant to be anonymous donor / donor.
I know.
It's 2 different people.
And Emily from Fibertown, and Heidi. Like I said, she not only developed the yarn for the colorway for the autism awareness, but she also has donated 2 skeins of yarn from her shop for a winner, for 1 to each of 2 lucky winners. So.
Alright, so I guess that leads us into projects, does it not?
Sorry, that was a little disjointed. Miss Interruptions over there. That's her name, Miss Interruptions. It's not Franciscan Gypsy. It's not Talia. It is Miss Interruption.
Aww.
Aww. Are you? How many whips? How many rough drafts do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I have 8.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, my first one is my...
How do you have more than me?
I don't know. My first one is my What's in the Square blanket. I'm not going to pick it up. You've seen it a million times. It's in my green bag right over here. And it's stuffed in there. And I'm afraid if I pick it up, I'm going to spill tea all over everything. I did finish 1 log and move on to another. It's getting really big, and I'm looking forward to making the appliques. I do thank you once again, those people who suggested an applique of some kind. That's what I'm going to do. I think it's going to be hearts. It's moving along quickly. I'm enjoying it. now that I know what I'm going to be doing when I finish, you know, the project.
You might want to do one sooner rather than later, because whenever you pick it up, it's going to put strain on that area.
Yeah,
Although I guess you've really sewed it down okay.
I already sewed it. It's not going to open. It's already sewed. It's already fixed. It just doesn't look very nice. And I think I have an idea of how I want to do that. Probably won't be one heart. I don't think, depending on how it looks, it might be like a trail of hearts, but we'll see. So thank you very much for that. I'm enjoying it.
Okay, so my next one I can't show. I thought I would have this done by now, but I don't. This is my secret project, the design in progress. I decided to change how I was working a part of this toy's body. So, hopefully I'll have a finished one.
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, I remember. Okay.
So hopefully I'll have a finished one by next week. I'm also changing how I am putting this, my toys out for testers. I will already have the videos done for the testers prior to them getting their test.
Yay.
So I will have already made 2 toys by the time you guys get your test. So it might take a little bit longer, but it hopefully will be a little less confusing.
Right.
So it's in the Kissing Bunnies bag by Patrick Moose. And if it looks empty, it's because it basically is. The main toy's already put together. I'm just putting together some last-minute things.
Okay.
Flying bunnies.
The next one is one I just started today. And this I blame on Mama Linda. Stony Brook, I blame her for her charity talking. This is all her fault. That's okay. She can take the hit, I'm sure. And Stony Brook, my name is Lady Fernico. She was so funny. She's like, I can't remember her mom's name. That's okay. I forget people's names all the time. I had to look you up on Instagram. I was looking you up to tag you for what I'm doing now. And I kept putting your name in, and finally I had to go look on your RAV page because I couldn't remember. So I'm not blaming you. I think it's funny. So
yeah, I felt like I got tagged for what I'm doing now, and I was like, I just rolled out of bed. I don't think people want to see what I'm doing now.
I think it'd be funny. This is a hat. Brittany, I'm doing this also because of you. You had asked me about the pattern for this, and I don't feel comfortable making this a pattern because I'm essentially altering Family Diva's recipe. So I will get this to you as soon as I get it done to see what I do. I might change it. In that case, it might be a pattern, but this is how far I got with it. This is in Hobby Lobby. I love this neon, and the neon brights, and I haven't gotten very far on it. I'm enjoying it. This hook, I don't know, I got this hook at Hobby Lobby, and I can't remember what it's called. I got it because they didn't have any, they're not carrying Crochet Dude anymore, and this is actually a really nice hook. It has,
let them see the,
you can see the little knob
bump
there, so you can see what kind of differentiates it. It's very comfortable on the hand, even more so in some respects than the Crochet Dude, although they each have their strengths. I like them both. So this is nice because I was really worried of what I would do when...
The thing is, she doesn't know which hook it is.
Yeah, I recognize it when I go to Hobby Lobby. I'll be able to see what it is, and then I'll write it down. Because I took them all out of the packaging so I could put them into the cases, and I threw the packaging away. So it's in my Je t'aime bag, which is a Clover Bird small bag. It's a small.
And as we've been saying, Clover Bird at this point is not making bags.
She's on semi-permanent hiatus at the moment.
We keep hoping she'll come back.
Yeah. Although, thankfully, we do have a couple of other bag makers that are filling the gap. But I like her for her medium bags, especially, and her large bags. And I'm using a G-hook with this. I think Family Diva said she used an eighth. An eighth? I don't know what an eighth is, Family Diva. You'll have to tell me, Sue. A G-hook, an F-hook. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Ignore me. I'm using a G-hook.
Or whatever hook she is actually using, she is using it.
I'm using a hook.
Yay!
I'm not using my fingers. That's possible.
I don't know if you can finger crochet. I know you can finger knit.
I think you can. I saw somewhere that somebody was wanting to do that. Family Diva. Okay. No, not Family. Not Sue. I don't know if she does that or not. You have to ask her. Poor Sue. She's going to roll her eyes when she's...
Where she's just totally discombobulated, I guess.
I haven't had enough tea.
Which cup number is this for you?
It's my second one. I usually don't have more than 2.
Okay, so
of chai tea. I might have another tea later.
This is, I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit, because I'm actually at the end of a row.
Yay!
So, this is All That Glitters. It's the Hitchhiker pattern by Martina Behm, or Beam.
Beam, I think it is.
I'm using Expression Fiber Arts Sparkle Sock Fingering in the colorway Joy to the World. And I'll show you guys later on. I've got my color that I'm going to be using.
I saw the second one. I said, what were you thinking?
But
That's
the
pretty.
sparkle's not showing up nearly
There
that
it is, a
well.
little bit.
It's really sparkly, and
It
it's
is.
not showing up. And it doesn't look nearly as gorgeous in the camera
It's
as
very
it is
pretty.
in person.
It's very pretty.
The reds are really bright, and this is like a mixture of gold and silver.
More silver than gold, but you can see the gold. I think the actual sparkle is gold.
Yeah. And there's some, like right there, you can kind of see the goldish right in there. But you're right, it's mostly the silver. But it's pretty, and I'm several teeth in. Nowhere close to being done, which is fine. This is my long-term purse project.
Plop, plop, plop. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Alka-Seltzer.
Okay.
Oh, I can't believe that you're not. I guess that's before your time. Denise knows what I'm talking about. No, Denise might have been in England. I think they have plop, plop, fizz, fizz in England.
Well, maybe Mama Linda knows what you're talking about.
I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does. Okay.
Okay, that's all for that.
All right. My next one is my Colonial Blue sweater. The Colonial Blue sweater is from the Beginner Cardi pattern by Shannon Muller-Bowlesby. It is this one from his new book, Designer Crochet, 32 Patterns to Elevate Your Style. Sizes to 5X, small to 5X. And thank you. The winner has contacted Talia to let us know that she received the book. Thank you for letting us know, and hope you like it.
Yes.
Look forward to seeing what you make out of it. I am doing that sweater, and it is in my Star Wars bag from Silver Shed that Talia got me for my Mother's Day.
Oh, I can't remember what I
I don't
got.
remember what I got for.
So I have also a tendency to just pick up bags because I want to.
Yeah. I haven't gotten really far on this because I got Gage. Shannon, you'd be proud of me, I actually blocked it.
That's more than I did. I was just like, hey, I got Gage, and I didn't bother blocking
I
it.
had to go down from a G hook to an F hook, but I got Gage. A funny thing about this, I'm trying to measure the ribbing on this, and I can't figure out why it's coming up so big. Oh yeah, I have a tendency to mark on, if I'm counting by tens, I mark 11, so I know that there's 10 between the two markers. So I was actually marking 2 stitches larger. So when I got them to where they were supposed to be, I had Gage with my F hook, even blocked. So it's not very far. I'm doing about 3 or 4 rows. If you can see the stitches, it's hard.
Well, you're not very far along, so it's hard to see.
Yeah. And I did do the foundation single crochet, so I'm proud of myself. And I'm actually enjoying this. It's going to be a long-term project because I don't want to hurt my wrist again, but I will be doing it. I'm hoping to do a little of it every week and I'd like to have it done by September, but we'll see.
Well, yours is going to be a little less long-term than mine because mine is fingering weight yarn.
Right, mine's a sport weight.
And I can feel it after a while.
I'm sorry, it's Cascade 220 Sport. I need to say that because that was given to me as yarn support. Cascade 220 Sport. It's a little splitty, but it's really pretty when you work it up.
And I am using Knit Picks Capretta, again, yarn support. The name of my project is the Scarlet Huntsman. The pattern is the Cloaked Hood Hoodie. And could you show that in the book?
Sure. And I want to do this eventually. I'm just glad you didn't tag me to do it during the for the test. That's it.
It's really pretty, but yeah, if for me, because my wrist has been hurting me, it's a small yarn with a small hook. This is the ribbing. I probably doubled where I was last time.
Okay, good.
but it's just going to be slow going.
And this it goes this way. You're moving this way.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be going this way. So I'm going to be working on the ribbing for a while.
Is that the hem?
Yes.
Okay.
Going to work on the ribbing for a while because after a few rows, my wrist just starts aching, and I had to stop.
That's not the pattern.
No, it's not the
Not
pattern. I worked too many DK sport weight toys, and now if I work much in the way of small yarns with small hooks, my wrist starts hurting. So I just have to be easy with it.
We injured ourselves.
Yes.
So that's what happened there. But
flying kitties in the news.
Okay. My next project is the Hopeful Cow, which is the handbrake by Kay and Dan Jones. And this is to support their cancer research, at cancer kind of awareness, and to try and support them monetarily as well for the cancer research, the handbrake pattern. So if you haven't bought it already and you want to, or you want to gift it to somebody, the money is still going to research, and they're doing quite well with that, I understand.
I'm way behind on podcasts.
I've done quite a bit on this, but I'm still... Kay, you didn't tell me the last 2 inches go on forever.
I warned you.
And it's not the pattern, I'm just a slow knitter.
No, it's everything. I feel like every time you have like only 2 inches
yeah,
left,
that's exactly
those 2 inches get eaten by a black hole.
It doesn't matter what the pattern is. And it doesn't matter if it's knitted or crocheted. I really like this. I would do this again in a heartbeat. And that's saying a lot because I'm a slow knitter and I'm a hesitant knitter, and I like this. Kay, I did something intelligent.
Yes, I don't know how she did this, Kay. She and Dan are like one of a kind.
I hope
Two
not.
of a kind.
How about 2 sides of the same coin?
No, but you do the same thing.
Well, I fixed it.
Well, Kay fixed Dan.
But I fixed it. Me fixed it.
Here's what she did.
I was sitting, I don't know, I think it was in the Blessed Sacrament Chapel, and I was sitting there knitting, and I'm like, there's a hole in this.
There's a hole in your knitting.
I had a hole. I'm like, I don't think I dropped the stitch. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, this doesn't feel right, and the diagonal's not going the right way. I short rowed it.
I don't know how you do that in the round.
I am talented.
How did they do this, Kay?
I teed back, and I reknitted it, and I have no more hole. And I fixed it.
Yeah, she fixed it all by herself.
All by myself.
Even though, she and Dan are both very talented individuals.
I fixed it. I was proud of myself. But Kay, I love this pattern, and I'm looking forward to making the Messalina. Between you and between Tanya Marie and you, I'm going to be knitting. Because you make me want to, you make it fun, and it's not overly hard, but it's challenging enough to keep my interest, but not so challenging that I pull my hair out. So I appreciate that. It's simple, but looks more complicated, and it makes me learn stuff. I'm happy. Thank you very much.
Yay. So I guess it's me next.
Oh, and these are US 7s,
okay.
I believe. Yeah, US 7s. And Miss Babs, Yowza, what a skein.
What's the colorway?
Slate.
Wait, mine was slate. I don't think it's the same color.
It's slate.
What was
yeah,
mine?
Slate.
Then
Yours isn't slate. Yours was,
because I picked up that yarn.
pewter? I forget what it was. Mine is slate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just check what mine was. Okay, so, the next one I'm going to talk about, I don't even know how much work I did on this, because usually I keep track during the week to see how much I've done, and I didn't really do that this time. In my Slip Stitch, not my Slip Stitch studio,
Silver Shed.
Silver Shed. I don't know where Slip Studios came from. In my Silver Shed, froggy bag is my nighttime reading shawl, also known as the horse blanket shawl.
Horse blanket.
It is the Gaskell pattern by Sarah Jordan. I'm using brown sheep, lamb's pride worsted in the colorway charcoal heather.
Nay, Winnie.
What?
Oh dear.
So,
I blame my childhood friend for that.
it's coming. Like I said, not much has been done since last time, but It is
How do you want to hold it? Okay, like that?
that
Wow,
way.
that's going to be big.
Yes, it will. It's complete width. I mean, it's complete.
Half.
It's half. It's going this way. It's side to side. So it's as tall as it's going to be. It's just not as...
The height.
It doesn't have its complete wingspan yet.
It's only got half a wing.
Yeah.
It's been clipped.
So not much progress has been made on this. Other projects have been getting my attention. This is usually my TV knitting during family time, though.
Okay. Alrighty then. In
So
my...
froggies go flying.
What do I have next? In my angel bag. My Knitting's My Bag large sweater bag of angels. That Lois looked for the yarn, not
Fabric.
the yarn, the fabric for me. This, I turned it 90 degrees, and I'm on the second or third row of the edging. And I think I might have had it a little off here, but okay. So this is what it looks like. And I want to thank everybody who commented so nicely on this, but you can see I've started the edging.
It's very pretty.
I think it was Sharon, Elvin's Knits, who asked me what kind of yarn this is. I got this at the bottom of the hill, Sharon, but...
Which means that it was not necessarily with bands.
It was Woolies, worsted weight. It's Lion Brand yarn. And I think it's this one that you were talking about. You said it looks like flowers, and it's the only one I can think of that looks like flowers. I can't think of another shawl that looks like flowers.
Yeah, I don't know.
If that's not the right one, Sharon, just shoot me a PM and tell me the color of it, and if you know the name of it, tell me the name of it, and I will look it up and I'll tell you the yarn. But if this is the one you're talking about, it's Woolies, Lion Brand Woolies. And it's very, very warm. I really like this pattern. The only reason I slowed down was because, again, with the wrist injuries, these little bobble things bother my wrist, and sometimes these little X's bother my wrist. So, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel with that. It's reacting better now, so hopefully I can speed up. But I will take it easy regardless. And hopefully this will be done maybe in a month or two, I hope. And I think I'm going to have yarn left over after all that looking for it to buy some, because I was sure I was going to run out of it.
We've all done that.
Yeah. I'll just make a hat or something to go with it.
Okay, so the next one that I'm going to talk about, got some work on it. It's in my in the Batman bag by Silver Shed.
I hate hot flashes.
Okay then. Probably drinking hot tea is not helping you.
It's not hot anymore. You made it go cold.
So this is my Obsidian, which is the calligraphy cardigan by Hannah Fettig. It's Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the colorway Obsidian. I started for the sweater along. I didn't finish it, obviously. I have finished my first increase row. I did it right before we start podcasting. Then I have 2 inches before the next increase. So it's gradually building. Generally, I have to make the sweater a little shorter than most people. I don't like it long. It doesn't work for me. But yes, I am quite happy with how this is working up so far. This is going to be that nice black sweater that can work with anything. It can be dressy if I needed to, or it can just be a knock around. Just because it's simply black.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it got some love. This is usually what I work on if I have a little bit of free time at work.
Mm-hmm.
And
So it's basically stockinette right now, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So, I mean, there's not even much measuring, and because it's only in bits and pieces here, 2 inches can last a while. So, there it is. And it's matchy-matchy.
Okay, it is definitely matchy-matchy. Okie dokie. Are you ready for me to go next?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Batman's gonna go fly.
My next project. I have 2 sweaters. I do. This is the one I started for the sweater along. Did not finish. No. In my Plover Bird sweater size bag of teacups and teapots, tea time bag. My Ocean Drift project, which is the masonry jacket.
I'd actually forgotten that she was working on this.
I did, I think maybe a couple rows on this Sunday or Saturday. I've got 2 buttonholes done here. And this is the front. I'm trying to figure out how this falls. I guess it's like this. I don't know. And this will fall, the collar will fall backward.
Mm.
I guess that's how it goes.
I guess we'll see as it works out.
Because this is doubled. This part here is doubled. You can see that it's doubled. And I assume I'm going to have to seam that. But it's moving along. I had to look up the stitch because it's a herringbone. It's a herringbone half double crochet, so I had to look it up again. But other than that, once I figured out what it was fine, and I'm enjoying it. I didn't get a whole lot of work done on it, but I was happy to get a little bit of work. I wanted to get it out of the, not the doghouse, but out of the works that are not getting anything done, out of hibernation. And I will tell you what that is later, because something's in there that wasn't there before. Okay, so that's this. My teapot bag. My Plover Bird. I like that color too, it's pretty.
I just need to do an increase here. I wasn't paying attention to where I was. There we go.
Okay.
Alright, so now it's my turn.
It is indeed.
My next one actually only got some work done on it today because I realized I hadn't worked on it all week. This is the Fisherman's Cardigan, which is a Sarah pattern by Jennifer Hagen. I'm using Baroque Comfort Chunky in the Barley colorway. Got about 4 rows done. I'm supposed to be working on this for 20 inches. I think it's 20.5. I'm at about 16 1/4.
It seems like it should grow pretty quick with those big needles. I guess with the cables.
But although now that I'm doing only one chart, it'll move faster.
Very pretty.
So the fronts are on holders now, and I'm just working.
Are you showing
the back now?
Yeah. Okay.
So
you're showing the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just working the back now.
Don't be like that.
Yeah. So this got a little bit of work. Doesn't take nearly as much time to do a row now because, well, I only have a little bit of row to work.
It was a shorter.
Yeah, it's a shorter
space. A shorter amount of stitches to deal with.
Fewer stitches.
That too. That is in fact what I said.
And this is in
Creepy
my
Llamas.
Clover Bird Creepy Llamas bag.
Creepy Llamas. Creepy Llamas that are really cute.
And they're flying.
Okay. My next project is in my Funtific bag. I think I pulled out all my bags almost this time for all the types. My Funtific bag. This is my Stylish Shawl project from the Shell Shawlette pattern by Susan Hilger. And I didn't do a whole lot on this. I was working on other things. But I did do a little bit. I had to rip back because somewhere along the line my count got off. And this is a very forgiving project, but I decided I didn't like the way it looked. So I pulled it all back. And I'm about halfway to where I was. Not halfway to where I was, but halfway of what I tore back, I put back in. I guess, does that make sense? Half of what I tore back, I am now.
You're almost where you were before.
Yeah. Okay. So this is undead yarn in the Autism Awareness colorway, and you can see the difference in the way it works up between this little guy. Stand up. Stand up. You like your close up. There you go. So you can see it's a little bit different, but definitely the same yarn. It just works up a little differently. And if you want to see it knitted, I think there's a project or two that's knitted in this as well.
And then my bunny actually looks different too.
Mm-hmm. It does. Bubbles.
Oh, well, there we go.
Okay. So I like this. And this yarn, this is her vampiric base, which is her fingering weight or sock weight. And this is really soft. I love this base, and it's a wonderfully generous amount of yardage in this. So I like this. I'm looking forward to having it done. I'm not sure yet who's going to get that. I'm thinking possibly Davina, but I'm not sure. It depends if she likes it or not.
Right. I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell what she's going to like.
Yeah, she might say to me it's not bright enough. But in that case, I'll keep it or something because I like it. Okay.
Alrighty. So, my next one wasn't started last week. My yarn came in for the worsted weight turtle. The working title of this, the working name for this turtle is Sahara. We'll see if it changes later. Sorry, I put something on my lip. My lips are a little dry.
It's been pretty warm here today. It's over 80. It was over 80 when I went to the chapel today.
So, this is Sahara, which is Timmy the Timid Turtle pattern by me. I am using Knit Picks Brava worsted in the colorways orange and red, and then Knit Picks Chroma worsted in the colorway Carnival. Here's the head. It's an orange head.
Aww.
So, well, I thought it was going to be a he, but Sahara sounds like a girl's name. And maybe the name of the turtle will change as I look more at the shell. But here's the shell so far. I kept going, oh, I just want to see one more color repeat. One more color repeat. The purple is the first time I've seen this one. I think I'm headed into this green pretty soon.
So your color repeats are going to be starting over again.
Yeah. So, there it is so far. This is working up really quickly in the worsted weight because my wrist doesn't hurt so much with the worsted weight.
Right.
I put the DK one aside. I do intend on finishing it. It just might be a while. This one is for me.
What bag is it in?
This is in my Birdie's bag.
And that is a Clover Bird? Or is that Knitting's My Bag?
This is Knitting's My Bag.
Okay.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah. I may have bought some yarn. Some chroma yarn and some knit picks. I may be making a turtle in my Teenage Mutant
Oh, I
Ninja
wanted to
Turtles.
see a comparison.
This is my turtle. The head is quite a bit larger than Taya's. I think partially because I stopped trying to make it so tight because my wrist was bothering me, so I'm not playing with my gauge anymore. This is the head. This is my head, okay? And this is the shell. Now I'm further along on the shell than Taya is.
Yes, she is.
Okay. This is the shell. Isn't that gorgeous? This turtle, I had originally named it Pegasus because I didn't know what to call it. The yarn, the chroma yarn is Pegasus. And so I said I'll name it Pegasus, and the turtle said, and I said I could call it Peggy. And she said, no, it's Pigeon. So, on my project page, you will not see Pegasus the turtle. You will see Pigeon the whimsical turtle. Pegasus colorway of chroma worsted and Tide Pool Knit Picks, Tide Pool and Knit Picks Tranquil, which is the head's color. This is Tranquil. And this, which is the bottom of the shell, is Tide Pool.
Yeah, Mom's colors are working out really nicely.
Yeah, they are. Well, yours are too.
Mm-hmm.
We just have different color schemes. And I'm really having fun with this. It's a larger yarn. The hook is larger. And even though I think I'm using an F hook, let me see.
Well, you rarely use the hook that I tell you to.
F. It's an F hook. But because it's got this handle, it's not as hard on my hands, on my wrists. So I'm enjoying this immensely. I love working with chroma.
It's fun.
And
it's rewarding.
And this was something, I started this, I should have been working on other things. I probably would have been further on my sweaters if I'd done that, or something else. Maybe would have finished one of my other shawls or something. But with the stuff that we were dealing with this week, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something happy and bright and sunshiny and autism awarenessy, PG to the rescue. And it is in my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles silver shed bag.
Very
2X.
appropriately.
Yes, 2X. Okay. And that's Talia's pattern. The Timmy the Timid Turtle. Okay, so that is all I have for whips, for rough drafts. What do you have anything?
Yes, I have finished. Let me just.
But no, I don't. I have something else. So before you get to the
Oh,
finish.
okay. Well, then I don't.
Not a whip, but I have a writer's block. And she already mentioned hers beforehand. My Twister the turtle, my DK weight is.
Oh, it's raining.
It is raining. My Timmy the
You Timmy the Twisted Turtle? That sounds terrible.
Twister the turtle. My DK weight yarn turtle is sitting in my bag. I don't know if he will be finished. I'll see how my wrist feels. I may use that yarn to make a blanket or something. If not, I'm not sure. We'll see. I'd like to finish the turtle, but I'm not going to damage my wrist more with it. So we'll see what happens with him. In any event, he will be made into something, and he will be happy, I think. He'll be sad because he's not a turtle. But so that's my only...
Oh, it's thunderstorming.
We lost electricity today with nothing.
I'm just going to unplug this here for a second.
Okay.
Just because I don't want it to knock us out in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, we are on battery right now, so, okay.
Okay.
You have an FO?
I do have an FO.
Okay.
I finished Hatshepsut's Gold, which is a Messalina pattern by Kay Jones, Bryony Bear from Bakery Bears. This is Miss Babs' Yowza What a Scheme.
Yada?
In the colorway,
Yada?
In the colorway Squash Blossom. Davina calls this Carmelita. She calls it so many different things. She can't remember the name of the pattern. It turned out very well.
It did.
I intend it to be. I did not end up lengthening it because I wanted it to be a neck wrap. I basically just made it as long as the pattern calls for. And I'm not sure if I'm wearing it right, but
Okay, I can tell you.
I'm wearing it like I would a Zuzu's. It's comfortable around the neck.
And it shows the pattern when you do it that way. So
Yeah. I don't think we're going for a walk today.
I don't think so.
But yeah, this is comfortable. It wraps around nicely.
It's not very comfortable.
And I really enjoyed making this.
It's beautiful. The pattern is very nice. Kay makes a very nice pattern, and her directions are very easy to follow.
I picked up an extra skein of this yarn because I do have a skein and a little bit left of what I had bought at the Fiber Festival, so I picked up another skein. So I should hopefully have enough to make Davina a sweater vest like she's been asking me out of this colorway. Don't know when I'll get started.
Don't let her know.
Oh, heavens.
Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet?
No!
Have you done the cat yet? Have you done the bear yet? I'm just throwing things out.
Yeah, she wants me to finish my current design so I can start her kitty cat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Stash enhancements.
Oh, yes, I do have.
All right.
So I wasn't sure initially what would work better for my secondary color because I was going to do the color do this sparkly red, goldish, silverish until yarn ran out and then continue because I decided I didn't want to make it smaller. So I thought at first, oh, this would work, but I'm not so sure now.
I don't think it. There's not enough gold in it.
There's not enough gold in the yarn itself. There's pops that you could pull out, but it wasn't quite enough, and there is sparkle in here.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up deciding to go. I'm glad I picked this one up as well.
I like that one.
It will fit perfectly.
Mm-hmm. It'd be very nice.
This will be the one that will complete the project.
And that'll be very nice.
And it's decided not to focus right now, but
Lots of sparkle.
there we go. Lots of sparkle, and it's red. So it'll be nice. And I'll find something to do with the other one.
Oh yeah, you'll have no trouble finding something. How much yardage is in it?
It's not a ton of yardage. It's just enough for what I needed it for.
Whoop, there goes the light.
That was why I wanted to.
Yeah.
You might have a blackout at the end of this episode.
Yeah. We need to get a move on.
Yes. So I have 435 yards here.
Okay, we're going to fairly quick.
We shouldn't.
Okay,
There we go.
Okay.
Because we're not attached to the electricity, so
Right.
it shouldn't have affected us. We're completely on battery.
All right, you already saw my stash enhancements with the turtle.
Guys, just a warning. This episode might take a while to load because internet's having some issues too.
Okay. I got several free patterns from Crafty. They had a free Friday, so I picked up several free patterns, and I got the yarn that I showed you for the turtle. You want to go into autobiography real quick?
Part of the reason why I'm not caught up on Ravelry and podcasts is because I went on a Flash marathon. I had not completed the series of Flash. I started from the beginning, and I have now finished the series.
Okay. Let's not go too far into that because we don't. I know this is going to be rushed, but we don't want to lose. We want to finish the podcast
before we lose electricity completely.
I wrote 860 word free write to my percolator group, and about almost a little shy of 300 words of free write in progress to a picture prompt, and I also wrote the outline that will expand that story. And I'm reading Sherlock Holmes right now, along with Francis de Sales.
And I've been still reading The First King of Shannara, The Woman Who Would Be King, about Hatshepsut's rise to power in ancient Egypt. And yeah.
Okay. So thank you everyone who has donated. Belle Sox, Maria Wilhelmina, all the people who donated to Autism Awareness. Keep in mind that the cardiac is coming up.
Cardiac Along.
Cardiac Along is coming up in
July.
And we want to thank Slim Goodness, Azizi, and Elvin Snitz, who is Sharon, for their comments on YouTube. Sharon, I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. It may be late because we might lose electricity here or internet. So we thank you all. I'm sorry that the end here has been rushed, but we want to be able to say goodbye properly. We wish you a very blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, whatever it is that makes you happy. We have and thank you for everyone who prayed for my sister.
We're still waiting.
We're still waiting. Her surgery went well, but we're still waiting to hear about the biopsy and things like that. Please continue to keep her in your prayers.
And thank you for everyone who's been so active in the prayer thread.
Yes.
We are praying for all your special intentions.
We pray for all special intentions, even if we're a little late getting to them. We are praying for them. We do see them, and we do pray for them. So thank you for all that. We wish you a very blessed week full of every good thing, and we hope to see you next week. This is Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 158, and that's a wrap.